What up, YouTube? Dolly, PJ, back in the house tonight. Make sure if you're just tuning in, you do what, PJ?
You hit the like.
You hit the like, of course. Tonight we're gonna be talking about Brian Kohlberger. We're gonna be talking about what else are we talking about? Brian Kohlberger. Oh, Delphi, the Delphi murders. We'll be talking about that a little bit.
Rex has been hosting
Rex Huberman.
parties.
He's been partying. Who's been to a Rex party? I hear he has ragers. They're to die for. That's what I hear.
Swingers.
Oh, they're swinger party. I ain't never been in none of those.
You walked right into one of those.
Never been in one of those. Okay, not that I intentionally went to. So we're gonna be talking about a little bit of that tonight. I'm glad you guys could join me and PJ.
Ask them if they can hear us because we look a little blurry on the TV.
Can you hear us okay out there? Just give us a thumbs up if you can hear our audio fine, because we're not mic'd up tonight. We just live from the laptop. So we're hoping you guys can hear everything okay and everything is good out there in YouTube land. Hey, hey, beautiful turtles. Aussie True Crime, good to see you. Yes, yes, okay.
Awesome.
Everybody can see us. We can see the chat pretty good. So we are good to go. What do you want to start it off with?
I want to talk about the guy they found in the woods.
Oh, the guy that went crazy in Maine, Robert Card.
Yes.
Okay, what a crazy dude. We know now he has taken his own life. They have found him deceased.
How long do you think he had done that?
Well, he had done it shortly after he had done the shootings. He had been, from what I'm hearing, the word on the street, he had been dead a while. Like it wasn't fresh. It's like he had done it shortly after he escaped. I mean, to me, like, why do you escape and then go off yourself? That's a little weird. But I've heard a lot of good things about his family, and they were probably just as shocked by it as everybody else. But they tried to get him help. They kept reaching out to people.
That's why I don't think they would have been shocked if they were trying to get help for him.
Well, I mean, it's still shocking that
Well, of
you
course.
think he may do this, but when he actually does it, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah. There's so many different rumors going on about if he knew the people, if because the bowling alley, it was alleged or rumored that those were some of his friends. Like he was in a bowling league there.
Well, I'm sure over the next couple of days we're going to find out more information about who's connected to him and what motives he may have had. But I'm hearing that he got some new hearing aids, and when he got these new hearing aids, he started hearing voices.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And they're his friends at that bowling league. Um, he was saying that he thought they were talking about him behind his back.
What if it's I'm gonna play into your stuff tonight, PJ. What if it's a conspiracy? What if it's MK Ultra mind control and it's to take our guns? What if it's that? Okay, because you notice every time something like this happens, it becomes a real big gun debate in our country. What if it's like some mind control? He's former, what is it, Army Reserve. Maybe he got in one of those black op projects and they brain swiped him, and now he's a killer.
It wouldn't be so crazy sounding if it wasn't true. If it hasn't been.
What do they call it? Candidate?
Manchurian candidate?
Yeah, the Manchurian candidate. You say a key word, he just snaps and goes off.
When you go and sign up for the Army, you sign a dotted line basically saying you're like a specimen and they can do whatever. They're going to do whatever they can to, I guess, help you and make sure you're tip top. So you probably get all the V's and the C's.
Well, of course, when he was put in a mental institution for a couple of weeks, they should have took his firearms and things of that nature. He was hearing things, and when you're hearing things and you ain't perceiving the world quite what it should be, you don't need firearms, at least, and wait till he gets well and cleared by a doctor. But once a doctor says, okay, you're batshit, they should instantly go in and make sure your house is clear of weapons. He shouldn't have had his hands on it.
That's the thing where everything that we got told, it's like we don't really know what's actually accurate, because at first they were saying he was like a sergeant and that he was an instructor, an weapons instructor of some sort.
People are saying MK Ultra is real, Dolly.
Told you.
Well, I mean, I don't doubt that at one point in time it was real. But
why would they use it then and not now, though?
because they perfected it. They know how to do it now, so they don't got to practice.
So they're doing it.
I don't know what they doing. They just ain't doing it to me. I ain't been hit with no voice waves yet, but I'm not an important person, thank God.
Well,
Okay?
that's because you didn't sign on the line to join the army.
So if you in the army, you can be brain white, like Men in Black.
It's possible.
I mean, let's see if anybody out here thinks it's a conspiracy. If you think it's a conspiracy, press 1.
I didn't say
If
it
you
was.
think it's just some psycho, press 2. I'm going with 2. I'm going with 2 on this one. I don't believe it's a conspiracy, but it is crazy that it's always behind some gun control stuff. Maybe coincidental.
Hmm,
Put
I
your
don't-
tinfoil hat on, Dolly.
I
Okay.
don't believe in coincidences.
I see some 2s. Mark right there says he thinks it's some MK Ultras. Mike thinks it's some MK, you know, that this is some short legs. All right, we got some mind control going on. Look, we live in a dangerous world where it makes it scary to go anywhere because, you know, we do know some people that are from Maine and they were telling us, hey, we're pretty much scared. We're on lockdown and don't want to go anywhere because there's, you know, possibility this dude could show up somewhere else shooting. I think everybody in Maine can sleep a lot easier tonight.
For sure.
You know, knowing there ain't a wild gunman running around your state mass murdering people, you know, probably a pretty good thing.
That's a very good thing.
So, but we're seeing this type of behavior from people more and more, and it makes it scary. These random shootings when you go places, and it's usually, you know, if you mess with somebody in this world, you get killed is one thing. But when you ain't done nothing to nobody, and then somebody just gunning you down,
At that point, I think it's just your time to go.
I don't know.
I mean, you can't do nothing about it.
I just wish that some of them people in that bowling alley would have been strapped
Yeah.
up, and maybe this would have ended differently.
That's why it's so horrific, though, is that it was said that it was like youth night or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was youth bowling, and
Thank you, Jennifer.
even the bar, you know, going to it wanting to hurt. I'm hearing an ex-girlfriend, but you know, things right now allegedly, and a lot of speculation and things of that
It
nature.
really is a lot because at one point it was said that he was mad at the ex-girlfriend, and then when they announced the finding of him, I seen something about a wife and
Yeah,
kids or
they're looking
something.
for him on a boat. They're searching the water. He was on dry land. He wasn't far from a
How
place.
do you misplace a boat?
Well, they said he owned a jet ski, and he may have been, you know.
But with all the technology we have, we don't have some kind of sonar, radar, some kind of
Well, I'm sure that's what
drone, something.
that's what they were doing. They were gonna find this man, no matter what.
I'm just saying, how quickly does it take a boat to just vanish?
The only thing funny is how they didn't take his weapon when he had a history of mental health breaks in the recent past. They should have took them guns from him. He should have had no access to guns. That's one thing we really got to take serious in this country is mental health. And I think that's one of the major things neglected in this country is mental health. There's so many crazy people.
And he did. He shot many men.
And you know,
And that was weird. I've never seen that before where they do a press conference and the expert from the hospital, I don't remember who he was. I think it was possibly the medical examiner, but it might not have been. It wasn't like the charity person of the hospital. He says, here's the rundown of who was shot, and then he broke it down with male and female, and it was strange. I've never seen that done before. And I think even one of the people in the audience asked him a question saying like, why did you break that down into men and women? And he's like, oh, no reason. I just, you know, and I'm
well, some people are thorough. You know, 9 men died, 4 women, 2 kids. You know, it's
it was weird.
Turtle Gang, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It was weird.
You
It
kinda
just
like
it
that?
was weird.
Thank you for jumping aboard the Turtle Train tonight. Come on in, pick you out a nice seat, Turtle Gang. We got you a good one, window seat.
Dolly Feller.
Dolly Feller. Yeah.
I have to pick on you.
I didn't say do it for
Praise
Jesus.
God.
Praise
That
God.
would be bad.
Praise God. Okay, I didn't throw a praise God in there. Okay.
Thank God.
This ain't the Jesus train. This is the crazy train. How about that? We're going off the rails on a crazy train. What do you know about that? What do you know about Smiles?
A lot, actually. Why is Lola always licking my elbow?
You got a Metallica shirt on tonight.
I know I do.
So let's see what everybody's talking about. I don't know why I'm looking there. I got the chat real big right
I
here.
can't see it on that.
Lots of people have
That's
mental
fine,
health
then.
issues at some point. It doesn't mean they're all shooters.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think every crazy person's going to go out and hurt nobody, but if you having crazy thoughts of hurting people, they need to take that serious. Some people are just crazy and then they don't think about hurting people. And then there's people that have homicidal thoughts.
Oh no! Did you see? Cindy said, "Did anyone watch JLR press conference and two of the press people arguing that your elbow was in my way, and the other said I was here first. You move." I wondered if it was JLR. Did anyone else hear it? I didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering how JLR got into that press conference.
That sounds like some North Shore type shit. Like, you're on my way.
Yeah. Because I've seen him go to them and he'd be not credentialed to get in them. So how did he get into this one when he couldn't get into the other one?
I don't know.
They must not have been really checking. You show up, look like media. You got media all over you. They just think you're media.
He has that pass from wherever that is. I don't know what that.
Like that that press conference I went to for the girl that was missing, that they found, the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to ask a question at
Yeah,
that one.
I got to ask a question at that one, but that was open to the media and public, out in public.
It was
A lot of times when they have them indoors, it's only for the media.
It was JLR. He told the dude he was rude.
JR told the dude he was rude because he was blocking him.
I guess. I don't know who was who, but they're saying that it was JLR.
I can tell you now, most media do not like YouTubers.
I know, because they're doing what
they're competitive.
Well, not only that, but they went to school for, most of them had probably most likely went to
school for journalism.
And so they did all that to get to where they are and became credentialed. And meanwhile, someone just came out.
Yeah, JLR is out there making more money than them.
Yeah,
and he
know that they know that.
What, that he's making more money? Of course they know he's making more money. Media people don't make much money.
Even that, it's that, like, if you sat there and spent 10 years.
100,000 views today.
I know.
People have made him $1,000 today.
If you sat and took 10 years out of your life to become something, and then somebody just came out and like just started doing what you took 10 years to do, I think that, I don't know.
It's the grind, though. While you sign,
it seems a little unfair.
While you're doing media for somebody else, he's doing media for himself. It's a choice. They chose to sign that contract and go to work for NBC and make $60,000 a year. They could have maybe went on to YouTube, started them a channel that would have got millions of hits and would have made a couple $100,000 a year. It's a choice, That's why when I was out there, that's why media was coming up to me talking about how much money do you make. You never really. She was like, well, she didn't say how much do you make. She was like, do you make money doing this?
And right? She whispered it.
Yeah, and she whispered it because she was more interested in how much money could I make as a YouTuber, right?
Turtle Gang saying one person sent him 1,500. Dang.
See, there you go. That's.
I mean, I didn't say it wasn't a good hustle.
So I think media sees it that way too. They'll watch him and they'll see him making money off of it, and then when they stream, their shit's just the news. They don't got no super chat with their shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling them good job and praising them like YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't talk to the news, but you can talk to YouTubers. So I think you get a little more from it, and I think the media sometimes gets a little jelly in the belly of that, right? And I know the media people in Georgia were like that. They didn't like seeing those super chats, because then they're like, oh, they're out here for money. Well, you out here for money, right? Because you work for the news. They put commercials in their videos, and they're paying you $60,000 a year.
Imagine that.
Yeah, you wouldn't come out here if the news didn't send you out here, lady. Yeah. Them people are coming because you were made to show up, not because you wanted to show up.
I always get annoyed when people talk about the money because,
I don't like seeing media being shitty to YouTubers. Right, because I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, well, I went to school for journalism and this and this, but thousands of people you are paying you attention, just like the stuff in the hecklers in Georgia.
But they started saying that
their
videos, made y'all mad.
Their videos were doing like 10K plays. Betty's and mine were doing over 50,000, 60,000 plays. That's why they were mad. I mean, I'd be mad too if some local media came, somebody that wasn't even from your town came to your town and was doing better than your media outlets. At that point, you're like, something's wrong with your media that people care enough to watch Dolly and Betty than WBC, whatever the hell it was, with a dude in his makeup and his little damn cardigan sweater. It's fake. It's scripted. The news can't say what they want to say either.
Yeah, because they have to go by the rules.
You know, when you hear what they say when the cameras are off, and then when them cameras turn on, it's a whole different fucking story. The media is the fakest shit I've experienced. If I learned one thing, that the media is worse than YouTubers, and they're fake as hell. That's what I've learned about the real media.
Good job.
Yeah, and the people at Court TV were cool though.
It's not like they're out here making friends like y'all YouTubers.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's the difference. Is what
The
they don't
job.
understand is we're accessible and you can talk to us as YouTubers. You can't really talk to the lady at News 10. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to talk to her when you're watching the news? She's not live with you and bringing you there. I mean, they'll bring you there on their little segment, but they ain't there live for you to watch, like, uncut, uncensored, unfiltered, giving you their real opinions. Because a lot of the news people don't. They give you what needs to be said on the news, but not what they're saying behind the scenes. So,
Narrative.
yeah, definitely. Whatever they're trying to push. Also, Kohlberger. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
The guy that likes to break in sorority houses in the middle of the night and
With his bushy eyebrows.
with his bushy eyebrows, right? Be on the lookout, APB on the bushy eyebrows. So I'm hearing he's been plucking his eyebrows.
It seems like it.
They're getting thinner,
They definitely look manicured.
you know, trimmed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's up in there with little, like, plucking eyebrows. Also, you know, he was trying to get his case thrown out.
I heard that.
And that didn't work too good for him.
I don't think it worked too good.
Yeah, so they denied him of that. So he is going to trial for the murder of the 4 Idaho students. And a lot of people are saying they don't have enough to convict him. I think they do. I think they do.
I think they're going to have a hard time with that 21andMe because they got the DNA through getting the dad having the test done. And I've heard of that before. I've heard them catch murderers before like that.
What's up, Mr. Brooks? I see you.
Macho Man.
Watch. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah, we was out at dinner too when they found the body of the dude in Maine. So Kohlberger, you know, he was trying to get his whole stuff dismissed, but that didn't work out for him. The judge denied it.
Oh, and the judge is going to allow cameras, but he's going to control them. That was weird.
Yeah, because you can't be staring at Brian Kohlberger's crotch.
Lord.
Okay, this is real serious situation. He's getting too much camera time. Okay, that's what they're saying.
Crotch, you mean?
No, they're saying he's getting too much camera time. He's like Dolly. He's a camera hog.
Oh.
He just wants all the camera time he can get. Side view, front view, ball sack view, whatever view he can get.
What else are we supposed to look at but eyebrows?
I mean, we might want to stare at the judge. Why don't they put that cone from JLR's video?
That's a good idea.
Right? And then they can go.
Flashing lights? We need some
No.
lights.
Look, it can go to Kohlberger and then to the Pennsylvania cone. Okay? And then we'll stare at the cone for a little while, and then they can clip back over to Kohlberger, and then they can put it back on the cone.
We need to tell them that. It's a great idea.
I'm telling you.
You're a genius.
I'm telling you. At least you know, babe. At least you know.
No.
Look, that's all they need is a cone, a traffic cone. Put that fucking traffic cone in there, and 20,000 people will watch that traffic cone without a complaint. All right? They'll enjoy it. They'll love it. It'll be the best entertainment they've seen on YouTube all week. Okay, so
Seriously, I love looking at
we'll
that.
We'll call them up. We'll be like, look, we got problem solved. We'll go in there. We'll walk in. We'll set a traffic cone down and walk out that bitch. You know how you do a mic drop? That's how we'll do it, but with a traffic cone.
No, it's got to go in the. You got to put it in the right spot.
We'll get a fresh, brand new one too.
One of the jury stand chairs. You know,
put it up in one of the jurors just to be a traffic cone. You know what I'm saying? We got a 13th juror, the cone. You know what I'm saying? And then Court TV will cover it. They'll be like, well, what do you think the cone is thinking? You know, I think the cone is leaning towards guilty.
Maybe if we just look at it long enough, it'll tell us.
Yeah, the cone knows all because it's seen a lot.
Lolo's not amused.
The cone was there for a lot. Front row, okay?
Lolo's looking.
Lolo's like, you are stupid. Okay, your guys are stupid. The dog's even looking at us crazy. Okay, so anyway, The moral of the story is, if I was on trial and they were showing me on court TV, I wouldn't want them staring at my crotch.
I think he thinks he's hot shit, and he's really not.
Do you? At some points, I think he wanted to get caught, but then I look at some of the things he did. You know, like throwing the trash away and cleaning the car and all the other things. Like he was trying not to get caught. But is he really that stupid?
I don't think so. I think
or did he just F up?
No, I think that he like planned it and purposely did it all the way that it is so that he could study it, because he studied criminology and had that mindset of like how to think like one, and then he was gonna like, it's almost like
I think he was a big puss, because I think the reason he put out, remember that questionnaire he did about being confronted, is I think he thought he may be confronted.
So he wanted to know how to react?
To know how to react. Yeah. I think he's just nerdy and he analyzes everything and studies it. Like, I believe he studied that killer. Like, he planned it like for a while. Like, I don't think that's something he just done on the spur of the moment. This is something he's thought about for a long, long time. And I'm going to say it until they convict him, I believe he's killed somebody else. And this ain't his first time killing. Dolly is going to sit here and call this man a serial killer. I know a serial killer when I see one. And if I'm wrong about him being a serial killer, he would have became a serial killer. No doubt. Okay. But I think there's somebody, and they're probably looking at victims that have been stabbed. But just because you kill one person stabbing them don't mean you stabbed every person you killed. You know, he could have shot somebody, strangled somebody, suffocated somebody, drowned somebody. There's a million ways to kill somebody. But to think this man pulled off this type of planning, plotting, and killing for the first time seems a little
I still have
crazy to me
as to his killing.
And
where did all the blood go?
That, I mean, if we go into the list, prove he did it, it's hard to prove he did it other than that fingerprint being there. And ain't that kind of convenient? That DNA just happened to be there and a knife just.
Yeah.
But if it's a F up and he dropped it, adrenaline raging. I don't know. I can't explain why there ain't no blood trail. There's no blood in his car. There ain't a fucking hair fiber in his house. And look, they go through with these vacuums that have these filters in it that suck up like everything too. So they didn't find nothing. And that is, even in the OJ, the bloody sock, the glove, they find stuff. You know what I'm saying? The blood on the stairs. And that was way back then. Technology is way greater. And they didn't really have nothing but that trace amount of DNA.
BK has 2 losses today, grand jury indictment and Cam's report. That's what we just said.
That's what we were just talking about.
That's what we just
said. They
said.
denied his
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Andrew, real talk. Hills, that's a damn dollar. That's like $100 coming from Andrew Hills.
Jessica said, people, please don't think I'm awful. I honestly think this guy's innocent. Weird, yes, but not proof. I see touch DNA is not much proof. It's possible.
Well, as soon as we get some like Andrew Hills' DNA out of Tennessee, we're gonna make sure his ass get locked up. Thank you for the $1, Andrew. I'll take a collect call from you when they get you. Okay.
Oh Lord.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Maybe. I still got my eyes on that.
It's a little play.
I'm watching. Okay. I'm watching. There's we watching Andrew Hills. Where's that little girl at? There's been a lot of crazy stuff swirling around some of weddings too.
The inside of his buddy's car was all blooded, bro. It was a bloody scene, and he was found innocent because they had to take that evidence out. Bullshit. Oh, that's interesting. Is that Brent guy?
Somebody said Dolly fired up tonight. I'm not fired up. I just ate some good food. We had a good dinner, and so I got a little bit of energy, a little bit, I guess. And then plus I slept all day, so. And PJ tired, so I'm well rested.
I worked all day.
So there's Ricky Beavers. We got Ricky Beavers up in the house. Good to see you, Ricky. Okay, so we covered Kohlberger. You can't stare at his crotch. And
why not?
Because that's what the cameras have been doing. That's what they're saying. Well, it ain't so much staring at his crotch, but they're saying he's
That's
getting too much
weird.
camera time, and it's not fair
To
because
who?
to the jury, picking a jury if this dude's always constantly on TV, and they're not showing nothing else in the courtroom but just him for 5 hours at a time.
He's the one that's on trial.
I know, but they just don't. You supposed to show everything. You ain't supposed to just show him.
What else is there to show?
I'm just saying what his lawyers are
No, but
arguing.
I'm curious.
But it is going to be televised.
I know.
And through the courts, not through TV, I believe.
Huh.
So that means YouTubers will be able to stream it. Okay. That's what that means. That's what I took from it. It's like, go ahead, YouTubers, you got it. Here you go.
Last couple times they did that, they had to do like a slight delay. What is wrong with people?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a little delay in it. Okay. But like I said, I believe Kohlberger, they have enough to convict him. And I'm so curious to what Dylan and Bethany are going to say. Well, Bethany probably not nothing because she's going to say she was in the basement asleep. But DM, or what everybody wants to call her on the internet, I don't know why they don't just say Dylan. But, her seeing them, is she going to point him out in court and be like, them are the eyebrows that I seen, Your Honor? Is it going to be one of those?
Did she pick him up out of a lineup?
I'm assuming they had to have showed her a picture of his damn eyebrows. Don't you think if you seen the killer that they're going to come show you the killer?
I don't know. I would hope so.
And, I know now that when people get killed, don't believe anything the damn police say because the police had a suspect. They knew it was a white male. They knew how tall he was, how much he weighed, what color his eyes was. He had bushy eyebrows. And they didn't tell the general public nothing and told everybody they were safe. That it was a targeted attack on the house, not even the people in the house, but they were literally saying somebody's mad at the house.
Huh?
Okay. And what that reminds me of, I ain't lying. And I watched this movie, believe it or not, I watched this last night and I told PJ, and PJ ain't never seen it. The movie, The Jerk. Okay. If anybody remembers the movie, The Jerk, he has a job at a gas station and this dude, he wants to be somebody, so he puts his name into the phone book, right? Devin, his name's Devin in the movie. He puts his number into the phone book, and some crazy ass person just opens the phone book looking for somebody to kill and pokes the name, and it's his name. And he just put his name in the phone book. So he's working at a gas station, and this dude has a sniper rifle, and he's trying to shoot him, but he's so dumb that he don't know he's being shot at. The oil cans are like exploding next to him, and he like, these oil cans are defective, right? And then his boss runs out there and tells him, man, he's trying to put holes in you, right? But basically, he thought somebody was mad at the oil cans. He must really hate these oil cans, right? He's like, the dude shooting. He was like, man, he must really hate these oil cans. No, he was trying to put holes in your ass, right?
Lord.
So it reminds me of that. Like,
yeah.
It's so stupid to say somebody's mad at this house, okay? They're mad at the house. They ain't mad at the people in the house. They killed you because you was in the house. That's literally what the police came out and said in the beginning. Make that make sense.
It doesn't.
And it was a complete fabrication. They had a witness. They lied about both. They lied about where the girl was at in the house. They said both of them were in the basement asleep and didn't see nothing. Then it comes out that, it was a lot. Look, my thing is, if you're lying to catch them, it's one thing, but as a public, when the public's in danger, like, thank God he didn't do anything else because the police handled that shit horribly. Like, wouldn't you want to know to be on the lookout for a 6-foot white male with bushy eyebrows? At least that would make me feel like, hey, man, you got to get away from me. You got bushy eyebrows. There's a killer on the loose. You know what I'm saying? I feel safer knowing that. Right? Oh, dude, you got thin ass eyebrows. Come on, you good.
I was just talking to you about how anytime something bad happens, like the stuff in Maine, and they like scrub the person's social profile and like take everything instantly off so you can't see it no more. It's like they try to shield a lot of information and basically can say whatever they want to.
Hey, Jimmy and PJ, do you believe the shooter in Maine alive or you never know. That could be some what Babe would call MK Ultra stuff, or he's dead. I don't know, Ricky. Your mind control.
He looks different in all the pictures they showed of him.
There's brain ninjas out there. I mean, you got to watch out for these brain ninjas, Ricky. Okay? They can't get me because I ain't got no brain. And they found him dead, Rick. They found that man dead. And,
Or
you know,
so they say.
so they say. But let's just say he did do these horrific crimes that everybody's saying he did. To me, that's the outcome. He saves taxpayers money. He saves.
Well, he left a note, so
Yeah, he left.
I mean,
What is? Yeah, he left notes saying he was going to take his life and things like that. I mean, there's no coming back from that one, you know.
mm-mm.
But I wish he would have just, you know, I hate to say that, just did what he's going to do to himself and not hurt innocent people that didn't do nothing to him. That is absolutely horrible.
Shay wants to know what you had for dinner. She texted me and everything.
Shay wants to know what I had for dinner.
Yeah.
I had steak and chicken. Okay. And the chicken was delicious. The chicken was really, really good. The steak was okay. Man, steak, you know. It was like the bloomin' onion chicken. Ain't that what it's called?
Yeah, it was because that's the breading from
It's
it.
the
same
breading
as
from the onions.
Yeah.
They bread these chicken. Oh, it was good. The steak was okay. The chicken was really good. And I had baked potato and broccoli. I think my broccoli was better than your green beans. She had some green beans.
My green beans were really good.
I thought they were like not cooked long enough. They're kind of
That's
hard.
why they were good. Because they are supposed to be hard. They're not supposed to be mushy.
I mean, it wasn't even close to them. They were like hard. Like
Not.
I was like, okay, things are hard. I tried one. I was like, this shit is like eating like if you walked out to the garden and picked it. But I'm like, I
And
didn't cook this shit.
did you remember what I had?
You had chicken
On the Barbie.
on the barbie. Okay, yeah. So she had chicken. I had chicken and steak.
Grilled chicken on the Barbie.
So yeah, that's what we had. I don't know why that's the question tonight. What does that got to do with true crime? The bill was a crime. I tell you that. I seen that bill. I was like, holy shit, that's a crime right there. We need to keep this train moving. Who wants to get on board? That steak won't cheat. That steak won't fucking cheat. Let me tell you. So who else we got left? We did cold burger. Rex likes to party. Anybody been to a
Swinger
Rex
party.
party? Swinger parties. Okay. We don't know anything about that one.
Delphi.
Delphi. Okay, that's a good one. Delphi. We ain't touched on old Richard Allen's ass.
I almost feel bad for him.
Okay, we heard his lawyers quit.
They didn't though.
They didn't though. That's crazy, right?
They're claiming they were forced to quit.
They were fired, basically.
Not fired, but forced to quit. Like told to resign.
What does forced quit mean? Get your ass out, you fired, basically.
Basically.
It's a nice way of saying you fired.
Pretty much.
Okay, and you know why that was? Because I think the judge thought they started to stir up craziness and the judge was fucking over it, to be honest.
They had leaked evidence.
Leaked evidence, and they were coming out with these crazy theories and accusing guards and upper page. We're trying to turn it into a damn circus is what they were trying to do.
Evidence. So, I mean, they were rightfully accusing some things of some things.
So so the judge calls him into her quarters and basically tells them, yo, resign your ass and we're gonna get new lawyers. And now the one lawyer, he don't even want to listen to the judge. He wants the judge removed.
Right, because the other one that took the resignation, it was his office where his employee leaked the photos from. So he's like, okay, fine, I resign, no big deal. The other one though didn't have anything to do with the leak. And
is that a good strategy in a case? Piss the judge off? Right before the case, let's piss the judge off, okay? Let me tell you, every time I've ever been to court with a mad judge, I always end up hearing
the judge doesn't
jail doors slam.
The judge doesn't seem to want to be hearing it though. The judge is just going along with, they resigned, that's it, the end.
Because I believe that the defense is trying to turn it into a circus. They're trying to turn it into a spectacle to maybe bring some type of doubt. And the judge is probably trying to say, hey, look, keep it in, reasonable and stop accusing people and speculating all these things. And they're like, they brought, and then they leak shit.
Yeah, but what if they have
to them? And they leaked it for money, finances. They sell that shit. They selling just TMZ to fucking all kind of media outlets.
But what if they had some relevant claims? Because the guards were wearing those patches. What kind of government issued uniform lets you wear some religious based patches on your uniform?
I ain't never heard you couldn't wear a cross like a police officer or nothing
can't.
like that. I heard you
You
couldn't.
can't.
You cannot wear something that says you're religious.
Patch? No.
I mean, what's a necklace? I've seen plenty of people.
That's not the same thing. But I mean, even that it's got to be hidden.
I mean, I don't know. I believe it's your constitutional right to believe in whatever religion you want to believe
Yeah,
in.
but if you're wearing a government issued uniform for a government job, like a freaking guard of a prison, you should not be allowed to have your religious belief freaking patches all over your uniform.
Mm-mm. I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't see what the problem would be. I mean, you're entitled to, even if he was a Satanist.
Irish said, "Is there proof the prison guards wore the patches?" Yes. The prison guards responded to the affidavit and gave their own statement saying that they were in fact wearing patches and it was heathenism, not
Mhm.
Odinism, which to me is still similar enough to be confusing, I guess. But
Paganism or old Viking type
mhm.
religion.
So they said they were told to remove the patches like after it was caught onto, and so they actually said they did in fact have patches on their uniform. So that's weird to me.
Okay, so people agree with you that only government issued items on the uniform, but I mean that's just like saying people with religious tattoos and things of that nature. I see police and stuff all day long now tattooed up necks and everything be tattooed.
Yeah, but
Back in the day, they didn't let police and military. You couldn't have visible showing tattoos and
I
things
know.
like that in the government or military. Now you can.
Yeah, but they can't make
I
sure
think in
that
the military you can't have them below your wrist though.
yeah, but
1 inch
ultimately
above your knuckle, your wrist bone, like that.
they can't control what you have on your skin. They can control what you're wearing on the outside. See?
Okay, you can only represent what the whole represents. Okay, so anyway, the whole Odinism thing, the whole firing of the lawyers, and do you think they're going to remove the judge from the
No.
Delphi case?
But the judge when was it what was the you said Baldwin.
Uh-huh.
Baldwin is the one that filed the motion with his own attorney after he was asked to resign and
What's it?
didn't resign.
Is it Andrew Baldwin?
Uh-huh.
Because I remember when I heard the name, I was like, I wonder if he's any kin to the actors, the
Yeah.
Baldwins. There's a lot of them damn Baldwins.
So his lawyer filed to say that I think they said coercion against the judge, and the judge just kept it moving and said, "Okay, these two lawyers are now resigned. Goodbye." Like just like
Well,
ignored
they
it almost.
expect the one to resign, but he didn't. Now he's wanting her to step down.
Right. He filed his lawyer filed that request for her to step down. She didn't.
And
And
she's
then
a woman. She ain't stepping down.
so then
She ain't gonna lose. Women don't lose. They don't. You can't battle with a woman,
no, and I mean a
okay?
judge, no, but
Especially a judge,
it
woman
was like
judge. Nah,
it
you
was
ain't winning that one.
what it takes for a judge to be removed though, because like he filed not an appeal, but kind of, I don't remember what the word was. He filed something after she denied his request to be removed. So I don't know if they need another judge to judge this judge or like it's weird.
I mean, I guess if another judge would oversee it to see if they could remove that judge. I guess. I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean,
don't
usually
either.
the only time I've seen a judge removed is usually when a judge removes themselves for
Yeah,
some type of conflict of interest.
right. Because the
I
judge
can't
is
do
not
this because when I was a lawyer, I represented his cousin or something like that. I've seen judges do stuff like that because most judges at some point were lawyers.
yeah,
Most of
and
them.
most of them are functional lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like, but as a judge, you're supposed to be the highest upholding law abiding citizen. So like for somebody to basically coercion.
Like here, then we have a judge here in this city, Judge Brown. Okay. He used to be a lawyer, and he was the lawyer that was notorious for getting off bad people. If you had enough money and could pay him, he could get you off of anything, right? And that's you don't want to go down, call Brown. That was like one of the things, right? and he became a judge, and he's given everybody max. He is the worst judge. He hands out the longest sentences, and this was somebody that used to keep people from going to jail. Now he's putting people under the jail. There was people in the jail telling people, if you go in front of this judge, go in there and cuss him out so he can give you a attempt of court. And then there's a conflict of interest, and you have to go in front of another judge.
Dang.
So that you didn't take prison time from him, because he was giving everybody the max. So people in the jail were saying, go in, and they're serious, like go in there and cuss the judge, go to hell off, take your 10 days for this whatever contempt, and go in front of another judge. It's better to take the 10 days than get twice what you would have got. And that's how they think, and they don't even want to face the man.
That's terrible.
Okay, and they used to hire the man.
See, at that point, there should be some kind of system in place to like correct that, because that seems
maybe he was like, I got so many people off of such terrible crimes. Now I'm going to throw he don't believe nobody. Yeah, maybe he's trying to even it out, and he's putting people away for long times.
Comment, but Christine said the judge told the lawyers to stop working on Alan's case. You can't do that.
I mean, I think she was saying it in reference to the way they're leaking shit, and it's getting out to the public that's not supposed to be. Right? And that's why she's asking them to step down. I don't think she's telling them in the way you can't completely work on it. But maybe,
that's what was
word.
Claimed.
Yeah, the word
was claimed. So I mean,
but when they tell you to step down, your ass should step down, because the judge, they all work together. You know what I'm saying?
They should.
They all work together. This is the system. It's just like people inside the system fighting with each other, but basically the system works together.
It should.
And they're not being a part of the system.
Yeah, I mean, but if there's valid points and value, like if there's valid issues within the system, who's going to call it out if they don't?
Yeah, but they're making a big deal about what's going on in the jail and not the facts in the case, I would think. He admitted he was there at a different time. I mean, there's little kinks and things in this one. I believe when it goes to court and he gets new lawyers, that they're going to throw out the search warrant. I believe that.
Yeah.
Because that bullet ejected from a round out of a gun, it ain't like it's a spent bullet. It's an ejected bullet. And you can say, yeah, they mark certain bullets, certain one. But that's like, that would be so hard to prove something like that. And as a jury member, I wouldn't buy
that. Irish Badass said, if Odin plays a role, then I'm leaning towards R. Allen, K. Klein, and others having met on the Odin game mobile app.
I would buy that. I said something similar to that myself, that there's a connection between these people.
It has to be.
And the feds haven't actually connected them. And I think the biggest mystery is how Richard Allen is connected to Keegan Klein.
That's the part that always mind boggles me, where they can connect things, and there's no way that they just haven't.
And think about what Keegan said before they arrested Richard Allen about being there, and he talked to the girls, and he lured them girls there, and the girl that happened after that. If Richard Allen is the one that killed the girls in the Delphi Bridge, then who was the guy that showed up at the other girl's house the following day and was peeping through her bedroom window?
Yeah.
Okay, we get to that. So we know now that is it the same person? Did Richard Allen also? When we know Keegan Klein was the one talking to that girl.
Right.
So if Richard Allen was the one peeping through her window, then Keegan Klein had to have told him where that girl was at. And how did Richard Allen know that the Delphi girls were going to be there? Only Keegan Klein would have knew that from the F. Anthony Schatz account. So if you do not connect these two people, I do not see Richard Allen getting convicted. I think they have to connect them. And once they connect them,
understand why they haven't.
Because maybe, like she said, maybe they're talking through some PlayStation game. Maybe
they talking. Search that. You don't think the.
Yeah, but you don't know exactly what they're playing, what servers they made. There's a billion servers in this world. You don't know exactly what location that he was at when he logged into this game, because the game will go by IP like anything else.
They did when they took his computer. That search.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Is that why they're trying to get that dismissed.
Yeah, but you don't know what's said live. It don't record audio live when I'm talking to people on the game.
It'll tell you where you went though.
It'll tell me I was in a room, but it won't tell me what plots and plans I did.
Yeah, but if you're
That's
both
how
in the same server,
we
if
know
you've got access
terrorists
to
were
both,
communicating like that through video games.
I know, but if you've got access to both Klein and Alan's computer system from search warrants, you would notice that they're in the
But
same.
what if he don't have that phone anymore? What if he had it from a burner phone and chucked
What
the
if
phone?
the freaking pigs fly one day? I mean, that it's like there's got to be a way to connect them if they're on the same server.
I'm sure there's a way, but they haven't found it. They have to be connected.
It's 2023.
If they ain't connected, Richard Allen's not guilty.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
If he's not connected to Keegan, there's no way. There's too many possibilities and coincidences, and
Because he just got them there, and then Richard Allen just took over, somehow magically just happened
And
to be
he-
there at the same time.
and he's confessed, but still, you got to question that if you're, if you're acting crazy and ain't eating and drinking and stayed up for 10
We
minutes.
looked at people that confessed that didn't do it after we had that one stream. There's so many people that confess to things and they didn't do it. And that's just fascinating to me. Because you really, I mean,
See, they're saying Richard Allen doesn't limp. I think this honestly has something to do with Keegan's daddy, and Richard Allen. I think they're all connected in it somehow. And like people are saying, somehow they communicated,
they had to.
right? How they did it, that's the mystery, and that's what I think. The FBI and people are probably still working on right now is trying to connect these people to try to make this story make sense. Because right now it don't make a whole lot of sense.
People don't add up.
So some other people led these girls there, but somebody else completely different killed them. That shit, you can't sell that story, right? You can't sell that story. He would have had to have known, right? And them girls wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Keegan Klein. So to me to be like, oh well, Keegan ain't responsible. I'd be like,
I didn't catch that the guy in the bridge walked with a lead, and Richard Allen doesn't walk with a woman.
down the hill girls. It don't sound like them. I mean, some people that says it does. I don't know. I believe there's more than one person involved.
There's gotta be. I've always said that.
And
Because I
they
don't
know
think he
that-
could have
that
gotten them.
They wasn't killed where they were at.
Yeah.
The police believe that was a stage scene, that they were moved there and they were displayed, okay, posed in those positions. They actually technically died somewhere else. And the one girl, she was drained almost completely of blood and the blood won't there. So
Keeping it real, ask then why isn't RA plea dealing then?
somebody says Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox. Yeah, they could be in any game server talking and you wouldn't know what they were saying. You would say, hey, well, yeah, they were playing Fortnite, but
Yeah, but they would have to get to that point. Like you have to, like you don't just turn on Fortnite and decide to find a random person in the game to talk about. Oh,
you don't have to. You don't have to find a random person because you have friends list, and you can
get the list.
you could have played a game with them, a random game, and person say, hey, I want to add you because y'all were talking. You might have been into something similar, and then they add you, and then you invite them into your own servers, private servers, where it's just you and them talking.
And see, I get that, but they should be able to connect them continuous join ups of y'all together.
No, they would only be able to tell that this IP signed into like Epic Games. They wouldn't be able to say that you was in a certain room saying a certain thing.
See,
That's why
and we have
them
quantum
bad
computers,
groups.
but we can't pinpoint that somebody's in the same chat room or the same game server. That seems crazy.
Well, I mean, if they went by your name, if like they had your Epic name, then yeah, they could probably go find what servers.
Your computer, right?
Yeah, but how? There's a million games. How do you know which game to go look for a person in? So that's a good way for these criminals to communicate is through. They were doing it through Madden, like football games and stuff like that. How do you know to check Madden for terrorists? But that's how they're communicating, and they got all these other weird apps too, like the what is the one that all the scammers use?
TikTok?
No, Telegram or something like that.
That's not the app that all the scammers use.
I know a lot of scammers do use that app.
A lot of scammers use any app they need to scam.
Yeah, but every time I even see Telegram, I think scam. There's so many scammers with some Telegram shit.
Huh.
Why you need Telegram when there's 50 other things to use?
Because all the other stuff is like
Because you
really,
can send money and stuff through Telegram, and that's why these people are like
well, yeah, that,
scamming with.
but there's so much like I got reprimanded on Facebook the other day, and I don't post hardly anything. So that's probably one of the main reasons why I would think people use Telegram because they're not being,
Censored.
yes,
Then you got Facebook police.
right. I shared something. I don't
You
even
mean
remember what it
Insta.
was.
Right, and Call of Duty is a very popular game, and a lot of people play it. Yeah, Call of Duty, any of these big games. I just noticed UFC 5 came out. I was watching that before we started. I was like, man, Pizza, I might buy this game. I ain't played video games in a long time, but the game looks really cool. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Marketplace.
He said, guys down the hill, his verbiage is interesting, calling them guys, desensitizing them as girls. Plus, saying guys makes him feel young, hip, sometimes kids would accept. Hi, Huntress.
So somebody says, Bobby says, what if the girls had a suicide pact and jumped off the bridge, and some unlucky guy at the bottom of the bridge thought the police were going to blame him, so he covered it up?
Huh?
I mean, they didn't jump off the bridge. They were told to walk down the hill. So, because that's what he told the girls when he walked up on them. And we still haven't seen the rest of that video. You know, that video is like a minute long.
I know.
They only released like 17 seconds of it or something like
They
that.
don't show us all the important stuff ever.
So we don't know if anything else was said in
You
the
know what I
GoPro.
just realized? Where's all the blood?
The girl was drained of blood.
Where did it go?
That's what I'm saying. That's why they staged that they were moved. They were put there after their death.
Didn't I just say that like an hour ago?
I said that.
About the blood. Brian Colbert. And that's probably why what's his face was
Yeah.
trying to connect the two.
But I'm saying is he drained the blood in the river and then placed him there. That's why there's no blood, and that's why the girls drained the blood. He had to wash the blood away somewhere.
Yeah.
There'd be a blood trail dragging her to there, but there ain't a blood trail, and she's drained the blood. And we know there's a river there by a creek by, so he had to have done it in the creek. How you think he's gonna cover all that blood up? It's gonna flow away with the water.
That makes sense.
So that's what I would think in the
Yeah.
woods by a creek. Why is there no blood? Why is there no blood trail? And why is she missing blood?
Didn't they
But
get
the other
found the
girl
next
won't.
day?
The other girl won't.
Didn't they get found in like 24 hours?
You let like almost less than 24
So
hours. Yeah, they
he
found her.
literally, this 5 foot tall guy got them from point A to point B, which had him walking through a waterway, and did all that, stayed with
Tides, if
them.
you don't know what the tide though, even 5'3",
He was shorter than that, I thought.
yeah, but that don't mean you couldn't pass, certain times of day. Creeks are different, how they're flowing. If it's not flowing crazy, he might be able to pass easily. And if it's flowing hard, he can't.
Even with a gun, though, like he's still having to have. I just don't see it. I don't see the possibility of one person because one of the girls, she was not thick, like she was heftier. Like I just don't see them both being that terrified of one guy
Yeah,
in daylight.
she was a hefty teenager, but not a hefty grown man.
No, I know.
He's a hefty grown man. He could easily grab one. I could carry those girls.
At the same time,
Who's to say he carried them at the same time?
that's what I mean. Though, what would
They
you
were
be doing
killed
with
somewhere
one?
else and then taken to where they were located. I mean, that's what the police believe, that this was a staged scene. There was no blood trail. The girl was missing blood. She was almost drained completely of blood. The other girl wasn't, though. So he only did this to one girl. And
Wasn't one of them wearing the other one's
clothes.
clothing?
Yeah, like he had switched the clothes up and stuff. Like it was definitely staged. It was made to be found like that.
Hmm.
So let's just say he killed him on one side of the creek, drained this girl's blood, drug her to the other side of the creek while the other girl's dead on this side.
Do you hear how much work that would be for one person in less than a
It's
day?
done though. That's what the police are saying. I mean, I don't think it's one person.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't. And I believe that these people are connected, and they're connected in some sicko pedo group. I mean, there ain't no other way to say it. That these people, and this goes into crazy Ernie Shell, but there is little signals and
There
signs
is.
and things they use to identify each other, and these crazy people know how to get in contact with each other, and that makes it scary. So there is some truth to these cults, and there's some truth to these pedo rings, and there's some truth to the images and the things that make people aware to know this is what's going on. There's truth to all that.
There's bits and pieces
So,
of truth in somebody's lies. There's freaking. It's just.
but as far as like,
You're talking about symbolism.
far as the occult doing it, I'm starting to believe it wasn't done by the occult. I'm believing this is just a stage scene and somebody made it to appear a certain way. But if you don't connect the dots for me, I'm going to have a hard time with this one.
DJ, you need to examine the bridge. It's not your typical railroad bridge, very decayed, huge railroad ties that are very rotted and far apart, difficult to run. Yeah.
I totally agree, Dolly. Yeah, it's the connection to it, that you have to I think they have the pieces of the puzzle. I just don't think they put them
And
together.
gross brother, this is exactly what I was saying, for. Unalive weight is hard to carry, Dolly. It really is.
Yeah, a live weight's hard to carry. It ain't gonna be too much different.
It's a lot different because it's dead weight.
Do you know how long it would take? I'm telling you, any grown man can take one of them girls, throw them over their shoulder, and walk right across anything. I could walk right with one of those girls. I could pick you up. You twice the size of
You
one of
can
them.
pick me up right
I mean,
now.
I might.
It's fine if I'm not dead asleep. If I'm dead asleep and putting down dead weight, I guarantee you'd have a hard time.
I have a hard time picking you up, but I guarantee I could pick you up.
And then carry me a long ass way.
It depends how I try to
I'm sure
carry
you
you.
could, but
I ain't gonna be able to carry you like a baby a long way, but I can throw you over my shoulder and probably carry you a good ways, far enough to bury your body for the clip channels.
oh, I'm sure.
We'll put that one.
I love
I did
that.
that one just so they have some fun
Thank
too.
you.
Right.
You know they gotta live too.
They gotta eat. You're right. We said that at the same time. They gotta eat. We gotta give them something to talk about. If they're gonna think we're serial killers, we gotta talk like we murder people.
I
Okay.
know. I gotta learn the lingo.
So we run out of room to bury people. I just want you to know.
Oh, in the backyard.
And you
Yeah.
need to do inventory of the corpses we already got. All right. So when we get on the site, we know
Yeah.
how much we got to sell.
Stuff is starting to, smash together back there. I know.
Yeah. Total Gacy. It's getting to be a Gacy fluster. So
Well, are you gonna quote something else again? Is that where that came from, Casey?
you
He's
know,
your favorite, right?
of killers,
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite killer. I look at all. It ain't even the killers that I'm into. It's the point of when they snap.
hmm
I'm always
That's
curious
what I like too. The fascinating behavior, human behavior.
of when you was a normal person and what made you go psycho. That's what interests me in
Mhm.
all killers. Nothing else. Not. I don't find killing people interesting or anything like that. I find interesting is when did you lose your shit? At what moment? That's what I always wonder. Because if you can lose your shit, can I lose my shit? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's that curiosity. What makes people snap in this world? Because I believe everybody can snap, and I believe everybody has that capability inside of them. It's just
I agree.
unleashing the beast. You know what I'm saying? That evil that you don't want to come out.
Oh, Maggie Power says I'm 2 blocks from Gacy's house.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And I saw a comment before that. Um, it takes a long time to drain a body of blood.
I'm sure it wouldn't take no longer than it takes an animal. You ever seen them draining blood of an animal? It goes pretty quick.
Mm,
You cut an artery, it's gonna flow like water.
I mean, I guess, and if
And
you
you
leave it in the
hanging,
water, to just drain, I guess.
yeah, and the water's gonna help it drain.
It
That's why I think the blood was drained in the water.
had to
That's
have
just
been
a
because that
theory of
would have.
mine because they didn't find puddles of blood and
Yeah,
things of that nature.
I think they drank the blood.
You think they drank it?
I mean, if it's some kind of ritualistic sacrificial type event,
I don't think so because the
trigger
people
warning.
involved, like Richard Allen and Keegan Kline, they don't scream ritualistic people to me.
Yeah, but why did they? Okay, so you're thinking like they staged it to look like a
Yeah,
set. Okay,
yeah.
but So that takes a lot of premeditation then, because you really
Well, they
have
had a
to.
lot of premeditation involved anyway. Look at
Yeah, no,
the
that's
site made, Anthony shots, the
no,
catfishing
yeah, you're
girls,
right.
getting them girls there, leaving them girls somewhere. There was tons of premeditation involved in it.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, planned and to make it look like something. If you plan on taking those girls out there and doing all this, you got plans. He's a fucking creep. You look at Richard Allen, he don't seem as creepy as Keegan Klein. Keegan Klein seems creepy as shit
He's talked more, I think. That's why.
because his behavior, he's the big P word.
Yeah, no, I know.
And the
And
things
he
they found on
talks
his
about it.
computer are
Yeah.
about kids and things of that nature. So we know he was into kids. He's led these kids there, and now these kids are dead, and now they're like, yeah, he ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You don't got me convinced unless somehow Keegan Klein gets goes down for this.
The Echo said they believe that it's some kind of satanic cult. And then somebody said you had to hang someone upside down to drain blood. I don't think so. I think they can drain blood in water.
Yeah, I can cut your feet off and drain your blood. You're gonna bleed out either way you look at it. You can cut a leg, an artery in your leg, and drain your blood.
It's not gonna take all the like.
It might not take it out your lower extremities, but it's gonna take it out of
That's
your
what I'm
organs.
saying though. If it's described that they had all the blood drain from the one, ugh, I feel sick just
Just
talking
like
about
if you
it.
cut your artery down by your leg, you'll bleed to
It'll
death
come out.
in a matter
Yeah,
of seconds.
all
I
of.
mean, in seconds.
Yeah, no, I know.
You'll be dead as shit.
You're right.
Yeah, there's parts on your body you cut before you can even get to the hospital, you're gonna die.
Oh no.
I mean, that's how fast you bleed.
Dad,
Especially if you're alive bleeding.
trigger warning. Yeah.
Okay, because you're alive beating, your heart is beating. That means your organs are pumping blood through your arteries, and them arteries are gonna be pumping blood, slaying out your body.
But
Now, if
does
your
that
heart
drain
stops, you're
all
gonna
of your
bleed.
blood though? Like if you're completely, I think you're right.
It'll drain enough till your heart stops,
Right. No, but if
and then
you
it'll
know the
spill out.
evidence says that she was completely drained of blood, does that mean
It
she
don't
just
say
bled out?
completely drained the blood. It just says she was drained of blood.
Yeah.
It don't say the level of drain, which is like bone dry blood. The other girl wasn't though. Okay, so they wasn't both like bled out.
It was almost like one of the girls was treated worse than the other. Like one was left clothed and even
Or one
overclothed
of them put
and
up a fight, and that's why the attack was worse on one than the other. Because if you one of them's fighting you, and let's just say she scratched him or something, and then he just continued the assault on her because she was the one that put up the most fight or something.
yeah.
Because I mean, why would you target one girl as a killer and not the other girl? I think you would kill
I don't know.
evilly, I guess.
I read about
What that
this where
sounds.
I think this is just possibly hearsay. I don't know, but it was said that one was more I don't know if the word is rambunctious or kind of, I don't know. It just, all of this just makes
One
me
of them may have
sick.
been harder to kill, or he didn't have time to do what he wanted to do to the other girl.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem like enough time to even deadlift a body from
It don't
one
take long.
point A to point B. I mean, you don't think it does,
It
but
don't take long, clip channels, and people think I'm a killer out there to kill somebody and remove their body. It does not take long. I mean, you can literally kill somebody in a matter of seconds, and I can have you out in the woods in a matter of minutes. So I mean, it don't take
now
long.
you're just purposely giving them content.
I know. They gotta eat. It's Christmas time.
That's so nice.
It's the holidays. We're gonna make sure everybody
He's such a nice
has
guy.
a well-deserved holiday season. You know what I'm
That's
saying? They're
so
gonna have kids. $8 is a big campaign these days. We want to make sure everybody gets what they can get. You know what I'm saying?
I started hashtagging Dolly too.
They're running out of things to talk about, so we just give them a little bit, make them happy. You know what I'm saying?
It's because you're a nice guy.
I do what I can. I do what I can for these channels. I try. Um. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know in the Delphi stuff. I'm pretty convinced in the Kohlberger stuff that he's done. I'm not so convinced. I think Richard Allen's about to get out because I think they're going to throw that search warrant out, and then they don't have much on him.
Regina said adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, Regina. I agree.
Drinking the blood and trying to get the adrenochrome high. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe now it's the occult. Okay, I don't believe that some pagans did it. I do
It just
believe
happens to be a coincidence. With
I
the
do believe there is a group of
stuff.
people involved in this, and I believe that Keegan and his daddy are sickos. Okay, that's just my opinion. Well, that ain't even an opinion because we know Keegan.
Yeah, we know.
We know he's a sicko. Okay, but his daddy, I think, don't. I think they're close, and I think they were more buddy buddy than father son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at the trips to Vegas and things like that, how they interact with each other, they're more friends than they are father son relationship. And I believe he was in on preying on these little girls with his son. And
Which makes it even more weird.
it makes it even more weird, right? Yeah. And he's involved, Keegan's involved, Richard Allen's somehow involved. And it's just a matter of putting the puzzle together. The pieces are there. It's just connecting it to me. And
It's been how long?
it's been 6 years. But here's the
And that's
thing.
where I have a serious problem.
It ain't I don't got a real serious problem because I'm gonna tell you why. About a year ago, a little less than a year ago, when the state police came out, the Delphi police came out, they said, look, we got it. We got it together. There's going to be an arrest on it, but we need time to put it together. That's basically exactly what they said. We got this. Don't worry. We got this under control. Trust us. We just need a little bit of time. And then shortly after that, I was thinking, okay, they're going to charge Keegan, right? I was wrong there. They hit up Richard Allen. So, but they did come out and say, look, we're still trying to piece this together. And that was a year ago. So I'm sure over the last year, they've been trying to piece this shit together. And I'm just thinking it's not going good to piece it together because there's so many ways in this world now to communicate that it may just be impossible to find how these people were communicating with each other.
I just think it's crazy to me.
But I know you think they spy everything and they have the
They do.
capabilities of
That
knowing
was-
everything you do. But if that was the case, then this would be open and shut. But they don't. The facts are they don't. They can't track everything. It's too much. How do you think people got away with like 9/11 and
That's after 9/11 is
I
when
mean,
they
I'm
made
sure
that
they've
act where
ramped
they
up the
literally listened
security.
to everything.
yeah,
That's why your phone would literally fucking start telling you all the stuff you talked about 10 minutes ago in your ads and everything. They listen to everything.
yeah. I mean, your phone is spy number one, but they listen to you to try to sell you things. They're not listening to you to technically spy on you. They're listening to you so they know what to market to you so they can make money off of you. They don't really care about your whereabouts and things of that nature. There's more marketing that's why your phone spies on you.
Yeah.
So that's a Google thing. So they can sell you everything in the damn world. Unless it's like tonight, if we sat here and talked about vacuum cleaners tomorrow, there's going to be vacuum cleaner ads
I know.
up here for us, you know, and be like, well, we already got a vacuum cleaner, but since Dolly had to talk about being vacuum cleaners, now we got to look at vacuum cleaner ads, you know? And that's basically how it works. I mean, yeah, they are spying. Your phone does listen to you and things of that nature. And remember Snowden, we learned with him that they could turn your fucking listen to you when your
Yeah.
phone was off.
I know.
I was like, that is crazy right
And
there.
now, why is it that phones no longer have the freaking battery you can take out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't even take the battery out the
Yeah.
phone. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point in the conspiracy realm of things. You know, you can't even take the battery out.
Well,
You
what's
can't shut the
what's
phone
your
down.
definition of a conspiracy? Like the word conspiracy. You're
The
calling
conspiracy is a word made up by the government
I know, to make you sound like a lunatic.
to make you sound like a
But,
lunatic. Yeah.
Like every time you say like, oh, that's a conspiracy, to me, I'm like confused as I guess that's what you mean by that, because to me, like a conspiracy
Well, I ain't saying there ain't no truth in it. I'm just saying there's
that's where I'm questioning.
conspiracy around it. And some people
Okay.
say it ain't a conspiracy when it's the truth.
Right.
Okay. But anything that maybe you say is the truth, but there's a world of conspiracy that spreads around it, then usually I'll say, well, you know, that's conspiracy. It has
Okay,
a
that makes
world
sense.
of conspiracy. I ain't saying that there ain't no truth in any of it. You know, I'm just saying it's in that realm of thinking.
Yeah, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. Because I was confused because I'm like, well, there's truth to that. So
Because
why
there's a
was
lot
it
of conspiracies in this world. You know me, I don't believe we landed on the moon. And there ain't nobody here that can convince me of that. Matter of fact, I was listening to them talk about the Falcon X rocket on SpaceX, and they said that it's, but you know, they're launching it to 350 miles. That's 150 miles above the International Space Station. They were talking about this will be the farthest rocket to go ever. And I'm thinking, well, didn't we go to the moon? You know what I'm saying? What rocket went to the moon did? Right? Why you got to lie, perpetuate a lie for so many years when I believe that people ain't that stupid? Okay? Like we just now, our technology just now is like Nixon talked to the moon in 1969. There wasn't no interruptions, no
But I
nothing.
can't call you
Yeah, I
from
can't
another
get
room
4 bars on
properly.
my cell phone to save my life 60 years later. Get the hell out of here, right? We couldn't call the moon today. So it's just perpetuating lies to people. I get it. I know why the lie was told. I understand it. And I think most any people with a half a bit of damn intelligence understood it. It was the Cold War. It was the space race. We wanted to show that our missiles were superior to Russia's. That was it. Just a lie. But instead of coming out and telling the public,
to do with missiles.
what does it have to do with missiles? Because they were testing missiles. That's why they were the first ones they launched Sputnik. They were the first one to put a satellite in the orbit, and they were also their space. They were ahead of us in the space race,
Okay.
right? They had already crashed a rocket into the fucking moon, right? So we had to lie. We had to lie because if their missiles could strike the moon, they could strike us. That's how we waited. If we had a superior missile, our missile can go across space and come back. It made Russia scared that we could strike them. Nobody wants to get blown up by a nuclear weapon. Okay, that's why they call it a deterrent weapon. We ain't going to use it. It's to keep you from ever doing anything, right? So we scared them. We played a poker hand and bluffed them into we had a superior weapons technology. We didn't get a superior weapons technology until we got all our technology from Germany, and then of course Germany built NASA. The stuff that we see today, it's all history. It's all see. Nobody knew Dolly was that smart. No, I had that much intelligence too.
I did.
So, I mean, I get the lying to people and what it was, the lie was for. But I think in this day and age is one day, and this is what makes me mad about it, right? One day there will be a man to walk on the moon. There will be the first kid that's laying in his bed, probably today, in this era, that will walk on the moon in his lifetime, right? Because our technology is growing that advanced and that fast. And he will be stripped of that, right? He will never get the, I was the first man to step on the moon. They're going to go with damn Buzz Aldrin, you know what I'm saying? But
I don't think we can go till then.
and all these people are Masons and lied, you know, and
What
it's
about that belt?
the Van Allen radiation belt. I believe at this day and age we'll have technology that can get through the Van Allen radiation belt. We know more about radiation.
Yeah, but we can't figure out who was on what server on the internet.
Yeah, but I'm saying we're I don't think we can do it right this second, but we're moving in that direction that these things are becoming real. Back then it was fairy tale and just a story. But in our age, these things are becoming real.
I think we got some kind of information from aliens at some point. Because how did we go from not having nothing to being able to fly in airplanes and like
The Wright brothers,
I know.
You didn't see that shit they flew down there? Have you been to?
I have.
I mean,
I've
we've been
been.
to this
That's
shit
my
together.
favorite place ever.
I mean, I
Like,
took you there. You should
we're
know.
not gonna
You should know how they flew it first.
I,
That shit was like a damn a human bat wing that made it fucking 100 feet and fucking plummeted to the ground. It wasn't no. It was like a bicycle plane. It's a lot different today. So I mean, I don't think aliens gave them that. Aliens would have gave you something a little bit
it's
better
just,
than what,
I was
what
just
they gave
using,
the Wright
I was
brothers.
using an example, but it's like we went from 0 to 100 as for advancement all of a sudden.
I mean, you can literally drive to the damn place where they flew the plane. That's how
I
close
wanna
we
go.
are. You know what I'm saying?
No, the lighthouse is full. I want to go.
So I mean, yeah, they started off with like a damn wooden bird. Is basically what it looked like that you pedaled. So technologies came a long way. I do say in the last 20 years, technology advancements have been huge. Like but in 1969, they flew a aircraft. They launched this thing off the ground, right? They flew it 444,000 miles across space, right? Was able to take another ship, dock it from that ship, lower it onto the moon, land the moon, get out, drive a vehicle around that motherfucker, get back on the ship, blast off, dock back to the main spaceship, fly 444,000 miles across the damn space, land that bitch, get out and do a parade. If you can tell me that happened, I'm like, okay, that's what the fuck ever did. Because that, no way did that happen in
No.
1969. Okay.
There's no way.
Just insane, insane. And like scientists, they don't even try to hide it. Like scientists, they don't want to be like labeled a kook or anything
Why is NASA not sending astronauts up into space anymore?
because it costs so much. And
They still make
Elon Musk
billions.
has found the
No,
cheapest
that's
way.
BS. They
The
still
levy,
make like
the heavy
billions.
lift rocket he's created is the cheapest way to put cargo into space.
Okay, but why is it that we supposedly went to the moon, but then every time that we've had like people supposedly go into space or whatever, they either blow up or like you never hear about it?
We've only been 100 and at the most 200 miles above the Earth.
Right. So it's like they gave up trying.
That is still in like
Hmm.
lower Earth orbit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've never been into outer space.
Right, because the belt.
Well, no, they did have. Okay, at one point in time, they did take I believe it was the Columbia or something like that, to the International Space Station, and they took the ship 100 miles above the space station, and the astronauts started seeing shooting stars coming through their helmets, right? And what they were experiencing was radiation. So they lowered the ship back down to the space station. But these astronauts that were on that ship that went 100 miles above the space station, they were exposed to radiation.
Yeah.
And the reason they were seeing these lights shooting in their eyes is because they were being exposed to radiation.
Short, like said Dolly, it's true. Men have been to the moon.
Huh? Dolly, it's true. Men have been to the moon. Short legs, I hate to inform you, nobody's ever been to the moon. Okay. There's no flag blowing on the moon that has a U.S. thing. That's all made in a studio basement.
And
Okay.
Reagan said, let's go to Skywalker Ranch.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that would be cool.
that would be so cool.
I would go.
I'm down. She said field trip. I'm down.
The Skinwalker Ranch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Right there.
Are they on some kind of ley line or something? What's going on at that place?
I don't know. I think they're on like a vortex, like a
Yeah.
like almost like a Bermuda
The
Triangle.
triangle.
Yeah, I think it's something like that because they have weird readings out there, and like I don't
Your
know.
animals end up mutilated in the fields.
That was real.
I know
That
that.
was. I remember that as a
That- I
damn.
know that. That's why I'm.
I remember that as a teenager. I remember when they sent some of the world's top scientists to. It was called something else before that. It was named after the family. When Robert Bigelow bought it, is when he named it Skinwalker Ranch after the old folklore of Indian Native Americans.
The skinwalker.
Skinwalker shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's been beliefs that alien battles have taken place on Skinwalker Ranch. There's rumors of an alien base underground that the military is involved with aliens. There's so many. He sold it
That
though.
is fascinating.
Robert Bigelow also
did sell
owns
it.
Air and Space, the aerospace thing. And Robert Bigelow also said, why would he go look for aliens anymore when they're already here? Is what he said.
Hmm.
And he said, well, the lady said, well, don't you think that's going to make people think you crazy or something like that? And he basically said he's so rich he don't give a fuck what people think.
Seriously.
He said it don't
Who
matter
cares?
who thinks he's crazy. He's so rich that like he could just burn $100 bills and sleep on them. You know what I'm
See you
saying?
later said, what about the Hubble telescope? What about it?
More propaganda. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think how are they communicating with it? You see what I'm saying? We don't have that type of technology. So I mean, maybe for a certain distance they could communicate with it. But to think it's sending
Oh.
pictures back from other universes, I don't think so. And
Someone
them
said,
images. Here's another thing about the Hubble telescope. What it sends back is like numbers and things. They create those images.
I know, and
Did you know that?
everything. Well, you know what? You're gonna get me all riled up because I had this conversation with my dad like
And
a
they
week
create the
ago.
colors of the stars by
Everything
how hot it's burning.
exactly, and everything that you get as for pictures of planets and what it's all CGI. Like I've seen people look it up in like the programs where you can see the metadata to make sure like if something's real or not, and it's literally all altered.
Well, I mean, if you want to get, into the whole thing about it, you get into the just like a million people on the internet talk about the firmament and the earth being flat and a stationary
Oh.
object. And things of that nature, which I believe the Earth is a spinning ball. I do believe that. I do believe it's round because everything in the sky appears to be round. But that's just appearance. You never know. But the Bible says that.
Lori wants us to go to the NASA Space Center. We have a Langley down the street.
Yeah, we do have a
I've been
NASA.
there
I've been there.
numerous times.
We go to Smithsonian, and I can show you right now that them aluminum full damn ships didn't make it to the moon. Have you ever really seen the things that they landed on the moon?
Oh my God, it's like a shower curtain rod
Yeah.
and like some like Dollar Tree hangers.
It is impossible.
There is no way in hell that thing went to the moon.
You go look at the technology of what they say went to the moon. There's no damn way in hell.
Oh, and then they show you them like floating, and then you see like the strings, and I can't.
There's like, I mean, look, there's so many people that have been doctrined. Like, we've been taught this as a kid from school. From the time we were in school as a little kid, we believed that man went to the moon, that these rockets took off. So to tell people years later, hey, that's a fucking lie.
See, Sony said it's all fake. Earth has a dome around it, and I have the videos on the moon crap as well. I agree. See?
I mean, I don't believe that there's a dome around it. I don't really get into the
Didn't I show you that video where the rocket or the and it hit something and then it went ding and then it like
that's fake. That's so fake. That is so fake. That is so fake. I mean, come on.
What does it matter though? Like if it was in fact a different shape or if it had a dome. Why is the Simpsons episode show us in a dome?
No, they covered up Springfield because there was like a plague or something. You got to take the whole show into context. They just didn't have a dome over it like it was the planet was in a dome. They put a dome over Springfield. It doesn't really matter though if the Earth is flat or round.
It doesn't.
It don't change life. You still got to work. You still got to eat. Still got to And if the world wasn't spinning, what does it really matter? It wouldn't change nothing, even if we were just sitting in space.
A-star Al, whatever that word is, I'm sorry.
But though, it is crazy that we are traveling through space at like thousands of miles an hour, and then traveling around the sun at even more thousands of miles an hour, and then traveling through the universe at like 444,000 miles an hour. It's like this bitch is moving.
That's why when they freaking calculate on the NASA website, when they calculate how to get the rockets up into the air, it literally says based on a flat, non-moving plane.
But here's the thing is, one thing I had to argue about the whole moon landing is they lost to the trajectory of how to get to the moon is what scientists say. They had directions in 1969, but they lost them.
They got lost.
Right? They lost the directions, and now they don't know what time they supposed to launch the rocket to get to the moon. Right? That make sense. We knew how to do it in 1969, but in 2023, we lost that shit. Like we can't find out. If we run across it in an old file cabinet, maybe we'll go back to the moon.
Oh, and I want to talk about Antarctica.
Hollow Earth. And I said you was the conspiracy theories. Like I'm talking about hollow Earth, the dam. I got some conspiracy in me. They didn't go to the moon.
See, that's what Steph said. How do we get past the Van Allen belt? We didn't. We never have.
We never been that far in space.
And it's all about, that's how you cure cancer too, is the vibration. It's all about sound frequency.
We've been 250 miles above the Earth into low Earth orbit.
Tony watching too much Simpsons.
And look, they had a scientist, a lady on the space station, right? And they were talking to her, and they said, well, what is your job on the space station? She said, my job is to figure out how to one day get us out of a lower Earth orbit. Right? And you think about what she says, right? You just think about it. My job is to figure out how one day to get us out of lower Earth orbit. And it was an honest answer. That's her job, right? But why didn't somebody say we already been out of lower Earth orbit? Why did she say one day to get us out of lower Earth orbit if we've already been to the moon, right? We've already been across space. This lady says, I'm trying to figure out how to get us out of lower Earth orbit, right? And she's on the International Space Station saying this, right? I'm trying to figure out how to get us. But you expect me to believe that this scientist on the space station saying she's working on how to get out of lower Earth orbit. But we've already been 444,000 miles across space.
That's why it's really bad to lie, because you don't recognize what you're saying and the lie that
But she didn't lie. She told God's honest truth.
I know, but the lie that was established before her is not able to be.
She didn't cover the lie.
Right.
Right? She didn't come up here and say, hey, we lost how to get this. We trying to figure it out again. She said, I'm working on the technology of one day to get us our lower Earth orbit, and you got to think, bitch, we've been to the moon. Hey, that don't make sense, right? If scientists today are working on how to get us into space, how did we travel across space?
We didn't.
We didn't.
And
And
we're not
neither did
moving
any of these
there.
other countries, okay, that say they have.
Uh-huh.
Like, what other countries have been in the moon? Like China and
No,
stuff?
none of them.
None
They
of them
can't
been
get through the
there.
belt.
None of them have been there, right? None of it's been there. I don't even believe they say Russia struck the moon with a rocket,
They didn't. I don't believe it
right?
either.
And the moon rang like a bell. So that's why people believe the moon is hollow. Have you ever heard that? The moon rang like a bell for 4 hours. They said the moon rang like
But
a
if you
bell.
follow the Schumann resonance and the sound frequency of the Earth, it literally does that all the time. The Earth does it. It's weird. But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, that I don't know if that's absolutely true that they had a rocket with the capabilities to travel that far and actually hitting it, but according to history, they did. Okay. So, but according to history, we went to the fucking moon, and we know that's a lie. Okay. So, some of our history is made up.
A lot of our history is made up based on what the person that's telling the history wants
Don't
to tell
even get
you.
me going on evolution. Don't even get me going on that.
Lord.
Okay.
I
If
really-
I knew what I knew now in school, I would have failed. Okay. I would have absolutely failed school. I would have argued with every one of my teachers. Like, you are teaching me a bunch of bullshit and you graded me on this.
Mhm.
I wish I could go back to school and just cuss somebody out. Be like, look, you taught me a bunch of shit that was completely wrong. You got in a class and tried to teach me that I came from a fucking monkey. Okay? Totally wrong.
Mhm.
Totally ain't even close. Evolution is where's a fucking monkey turning into a person now?
A
Okay.
half monkey,
When
half
did
person.
evolution stop? Okay. When did evolution stop? Yeah, dumbass people teaching dumbass shit to kids is I can't even climb a tree. But you want me to expect me to believe I evolved from an animal that fucking can climb a tree like it's nothing?
It's a slow process.
A slow process. Okay. Better you would have better odds telling me I came from a sloth. Okay.
You're part sloth.
I'm part sloth, and I learned how to walk on 2 legs and talk and shit. I'd have a better belief that your ancestors were fucking sloth than you came from a fucking monkey.
I don't think
Okay.
dinosaurs were
It's
ever
the whole
real.
X gene, and we're looking. You will never find it because we're a different species of animal. I mean, that you'll never connect that. You'll never sell me on that we evolved into this. Human species were here just like every other species of animal.
Reagan said she thinks one of Elon's 29 kids will be the
He's a
first to walk
fucking
on the moon.
alien.
He really is.
He is an
He's
alien.
got that brain chip
If he
already
ain't, he's a
inserted.
clone. He's mind controlled.
I seen a video on him that said he was 20,000 years old, and there was like pictures of
He is
old ass
Tom
people.
Cruise's daddy.
Yes,
I'm
I
telling you,
agree.
he is related to Tom Cruise somehow. I think them two weirdos need to be in a cult together. Okay, that's all I know.
Oh Lord, I seen something
Tomorrow's
else.
episode of Dolly tree climbing 101. You will see me get hurt. Okay, so let me. I'm going to ask you guys. Let's start with evolution. How many people believe we came from monkeys? Press 1.
Is
Okay.
that still a thing? Do people really still believe that?
Yes, they
Seriously?
teach that in school today. Evolution, yes. That we came from monkeys. Okay? They teach that shit. I swear. I can't make it up. This is why you homeschool your kids. Okay? Because we didn't come from that damn
Yeah, where's
monkeys.
the bones of the half ape, half man?
Black hole sun is real. One day the sun will be a black hole.
Oh yeah. I think the poles are about to flip too.
I came from a water buffalo. Okay? Don't believe it. Creation. Kiss her.
He can't kiss me right now. I have plumping lip gloss on. Natural process that does happen, but not.
Who took the first pick of the moon landing? Yeah, T.
I know.
Right?
And then the flags waving around with no gravity. That was great.
Yeah, no wind. Ain't no wind in space.
I love that.
I'm not sure where we come from, but I don't believe in the religious thing.
Oh, that.
I just think they try to take God out of everything. I completely believe in a creator. Okay, life
Yeah, I
is
don't
too.
think things could
This
be
is
this
too
amazing.
much of a miracle to not be a creator. We didn't come from nothing. You got nothing in your hand, create something out of that. Okay, if you can do that, you a god. That's why I believe that there is a God.
Lisa P said,
That-
Dolly, dinosaurs, please.
what God
not
is,
real.
what?
Dinosaurs.
Certain dinosaurs ain't real. Okay, I ain't saying all dinosaurs ain't real. I'm saying certain dinosaurs ain't real.
I don't think
T-Rex,
dinosaurs.
T-Rex not real. Brontosaurus not real.
Savage's shoulders.
Savage's shoulders are real. Okay, them bitches are real
Why
wild.
was that dinosaur?
Look, so okay, you know how I've been trying to add like this animatronic thing to my house because I just want
Oh,
something
Lord.
crazy. So today we were looking at me and PJ were looking at animatronics. You know these
PJ
big,
was not looking
these
at
big
him.
scary statues that move and shit. Because I want like a Jason or a Leatherface. But we were looking at one, and it
Did
was
you point at me again today? Leatherface.
look, look. So they had this one, and it was a big bat, like a dude that had a big ass bat wings.
It's like the Jeepers Creepers guy.
It looked just like Jeepers Creepers, right? I was like, that's cool. I was like, it got a wingspan the size of Savage. It's just wingspan.
It would be taking up the whole living room.
It was huge. It was had a huge ass wingspan. I was like, nah, that's just wider, just as wide as Savage's shoulders, right? So
Oh,
we ain't getting that one. We definitely ain't getting that one. So too big, too big. So dinosaurs, like I believe that dinosaurs, you know, the animals that were on this planet are still in this element, like elephants, turtles, alligators, giraffes, things that nature were around in. Okay. Certain animals I believe that the Smithsonian creates and make you spend $25 a ticket. Okay. And if you look at the
no
bones,
different than Ripley's Believe It or Not museum.
you know, I argued this with somebody. I was like, man, why would they do all that? But you know what I'm saying? And then I looked at it. You know how much of a T-Rex bones they say they have? It's enough to fit in a little ass fucking bowl like this, right? I mean, little. And the thing you see in the Smithsonian is made of elephant bones, rhino bones. It's made in little tiny pieces of what they believe is a T-Rex, but they created this big 300 fucking foot monster with teeth that ain't a similar animal on the planet like it. Okay.
We got you worked up.
Right. No, I'm just saying there is nothing similar to it. The only right now they're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. Okay. The woolly mammoth was an Asian hairy elephant. They're trying to clone it in Seoul, Korea. They haven't found fucking pterodactyls. And I mean, there's winged birds, of course, but not that be like that we don't see today. We still see winged birds with long beaks today or similar skeletons to pterodactyls. We see elephants and you know stuff like that where we're dinosaurs. To believe there was a mass extinction on this planet, I don't believe it. I do not believe it whatsoever. I believe that there may be some animals that have went extinct, okay, that have died off between you know not being able to survive certain conditions and things of that nature. But these big dinosaurs that they're creating out of fucking thin air, every time attendance gets low, they got a new dinosaur. Let me tell you, you're getting hustled. Okay. That shit don't exist. And then they make it, right? Like, how do you even know it looks like that? They just create some shit out of nothing. So I don't believe the T-Rex, the Brontosaurus. I believe the animals we see are similar to the animals who are on this planet since God put us here. Okay. Ain't much change.
I guess Lisa said there's Sioux in Montana 90% found. It sounds like there's 90% of a dinosaur found somewhere, possibly. Never heard of that.
Why would I not believe in dinosaurs? I do believe in dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe dinosaurs ever went extinct. Okay. And I don't believe in all dinosaurs. I believe that there was elephants and big tigers and all that shit around, right? But I
think
don't
they
believe.
just exaggerated.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, because you hear these stories of these big mammoth animals and things, but elephants are big. When I see an elephant, that's what I think of. You know, they're just as big as a damn dinosaur. Rhinos. There's a lot of things that are still
I
around.
believe in
Alligators and
big. This is what
turtles.
you talk about animals being bigger than what they're. The person said, "Do you believe Nephilim walk the earth?"
Giants. I mean, the Bible, according to the Bible, they did. And I mean, in the Sumerian race, say giants walked the earth, and they were evil, and that the Sumerians came back. The Anunnaki came down and destroyed them because they were evil. They had become evil, and they were ruling everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you go to the first known race of people, but is that accurate or is that them folklore? Because you know, like if this is a society in it today, and people would go back and read our stories about Santa Claus and
Where would
fucking,
they get our story?
it's folklore. It's stories that are made up in our society. did that exist way back then too, where societies made up stories and created things out of their imagination. Don't act like we don't. We got damn Santa Claus, we got the Easter Bunny, we got the goddamn Tooth Fairy. I mean, we create.
Katrina said turtles are dinosaurs.
Turtles and damn sure dinosaurs, right? So,
the ones at Busch Gardens were.
I believe, like I said, the animals we see on the earth have always been on the earth. Maybe there's some animals that are extinct, but I don't believe in T-Rex and brontosauruses and none of that shit. If you show me a fully intact one, I'd believe it. Yeah. But like I said, the amount of bones they got for T-Rex, you could literally put in this cup right here. Okay. And you built a fucking 300-foot statue out of some bones and little tiny fragments of bones that you could fit in a small bowl. You don't believe that? Go look it up. All them bones on them dinosaurs are made from like elephants and.
Sterling said you need to fix your channel. So much stuff gets blocked in the chat. It's simple. I don't see a single thing getting blocked. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know. I don't either.
But yeah, dinosaurs.
But I mean, it's good to go look at if you got extra $50 to go into the Smithsonian.
I mean, it's fascinating to think that there was ginormous animals back in the day, possibly. I don't know.
I mean, I do really believe that animals may have possibly been bigger, but I believe they were the same animals. Right? You might have had a bigger elephant back in the day. I mean, I've seen scientific experiments where they say that animals grew bigger back in the day because the atmospheric pressures on the planet.
Neil said, so mammoths are real, but dinosaurs aren't. Laughing face. Like.
So what's real?
Mammoths.
I mean, an elephant?
Pretty much.
A big animal? It would be a mammoth. Any large animal?
It's like that Ice Age movie character, the big giant thing with the tusks.
Oh, he's talking about a woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
That's a hairy Asian elephant. That's why they're trying to clone it, because that was a real dinosaur. It was around in that time. It went extinct. That's why they're able to find them, and they found them intact, even with the hair.
Yeah.
But they haven't found a good enough specimen to clone yet, and they've been trying to clone it. One day you will see a real live dinosaur, the woolly mammoth, back on this planet. They are going to clone that thing. They've been going to like Siberia, and they hunting for this damn thing too, and because it was frozen in ice. But basically it's an elephant, a hairy elephant.
Jen Between said we're talking Disney tonight. Yeah, Ice Age.
No, I'm talking about within the next 25 years, you're going to go to a zoo and you're going to see a dinosaur like Jurassic Park. Yeah. But it ain't going to be what you're thinking. It ain't going to be T-Raptors and T-Rex and all these scary dinosaurs they created.
It's basically an elephant cars that are from like 2000 and before that, dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see elephants. You're going to see, back in the day, they would have considered an ostrich.
Yeah.
A dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? Look at an ostrich now. They're big as shit. That's a big damn bird. And well, you could mistake that for a raptor. So I mean, you know what the closest living relative to a chicken is? This might amaze you. Alligator.
Evolution.
You ever notice that chickens have like the feet, the scales, and the stuff? I don't know. That's the closest living relative is an alligator. They say chickens used to have teeth.
Lord.
Okay. I mean, could animals change? I could say, yeah, change in animals, evolution part is real, because they got studies that show that birds in certain areas that eat certain things, they adapt and they change a little bit to their environment. So evolution on that factor is real, but they don't change species. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
See, they don't change species.
Into what
they evolve
based on the environment.
They evolve based on the environment, and humans will do that too, right? But we don't change species. So I can say, yeah, evolution and animals changing is real. Maybe back in the day they had saber-toothed tigers had the big teeth, but now tigers don't because they evolved and don't need them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That ain't changing an animal. That's just changing what the animal is capable of or what it needs to adapt into its environment. But to think these species existed that didn't exist, and these animals are still here.
Yeah.
It's just who was around then to tell us what a dinosaur was? Okay, do you have a caveman that came back and said, hey, look, bro, this is a T-Rex. This is what they look like. Somebody had to create that in their imagination. What color it was, what its skin was, did it have feathers? Things of that nature. Somebody said I love tigers.
I was just looking for the comment about the magnetic poles because they're gonna
You
flip
don't
soon.
just evolve part of them, the whole species. No, they don't. No,
Now that
no, there've been like
they
these
evolve in
birds
parts
that they will evolve in parts. Yeah, like they have the same
based on
species of
things
birds
that
that live
are
on 2 different sides of the island,
necessary.
and their beaks are different because of what they eat is different.
But you
So
know
they
what? I
born
thought
different.
like probably the first month that I met you and you said something to me about why your fingers get wrinkly in the water, and I was like, oh my God, he's so smart.
It has nothing to do with waterlogged. You don't become waterlogged. It's your body's natural reaction to have grip underwater. It's
And
actually
that's the reason I said that is because that's how you evolve to, like, if you were underwater for a long time,
your
you
skin
go
would naturally
right
be like
because
that.
you're evolving to
Yeah, to
fit your
adapt
environment
in
and
your
adapt.
environment.
Yes.
That is a good example of that. Smart baby, now to get kiss on that one. See? That is a prime example of your body adapting in real time. You can go test that one right in the bathtub, right? You can go sit in the bathtub for a little bit. You're not becoming waterlogged.
Like a
Your
prune.
your body's natural instinct is to get grip. So your body prunes up so it can grip things underwater.
Here, I thought I was just wanting to look like raisin.
See, now it has nothing to do with that. It's a natural reaction from your body to adapt in a situation that it's in.
That's not me changing to a complete different monkey
Yeah, that's what I'm
species.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're adapting, but you haven't changed species. Like the birds never change species, their beaks change. They look different, but they're the
And then
same
if for some
species of
reason
bird.
humans were to like be in water consistently, the next set of babies we have or whatever may start to be more.
You're born in water. Babies have gills,
I know, but I'm talking about like if we were to be consistently in water, like,
and they turn into your ears.
huh? Gills?
Uh huh.
Ears?
Uh huh.
I knew that.
I mean, in the womb when the baby is growing, they're like gills, and then they turn to your ears.
I'm just saying that if we were a species that lived in water that needed to have wrinkly fingers, we would start to evolve to have
Have
that.
wrinkly
Like
fingers from the
our
beginning. Yeah.
babies would have
Wrinkly.
instantly wrinkly fingers
Yeah.
without.
Yeah. And like you carry a lot of things in your DNA, but they're locked.
Yeah.
So
Like traits and characteristics go in DNA. Nobody talks about that. You know how I've known a couple of different people that had like, oh, I never met my dad, and then like their mom, their
be like you're just like your dad.
yes, and then like just to even to the point where you're like the way you lean on the counter and like stuff like that, like, and then you start to think about like, is that just like a genetic characteristic that's
It
carried through
is.
DNA?
It is.
It's fascinating.
I think it actually is, or learned behavior,
But if you've never met the person, how do you learn that?
the collective consciousness.
Mhm.
Since we're getting all deep tonight, it's just like the experiment they did where they taught these monkeys to wash their fruit off, and then the monkeys on the next island would go wash their fruit off because collectively they learned it from monkeys they'd never met.
Hmm.
And
And that's why it's important to have a good outlook and a positive mindset and not
that's
to
why
say
they
things
say
that
that
are.
we're all connected. That this is like people are like the World Wide Web. We're all webbed together through our consciousness, right? And that through the collectiveness makes our reality. So that's why, when people, you are more than brothers and sisters in this world, we're connected. Our energy is shared.
That's why when you go to church and so many people are in a church and there's a point at every church, there's usually like a steeple or whatever, and all the energy is usually positive, and it literally goes into the air. Like it's weird.
Well, there's something with that with like Egypt in the temples too, that they believe that they're some type of power sources that, either power something, power plants,
You know what
or
I always reference the movie Monsters Inc. where they go into the kids' rooms and scare them, and then they collect their energy from the fear. I always relate that to like life because I think something like that is not that, of course, but like when you get people together that are all like-minded and positive and happy and whatever, something happens. And then when like you're just surrounded by people that have a negative attitude, it's like ugh.
yeah, I mean, of course, you get around. It's just like if you get around bad people, you're gonna be bad. You get around the right people, you're gonna be good. People's energy rubs off on you, right? A lot of people, just like Jim Carrey, believes we're nothing but energy in this world. And
so if we all knew that, why wouldn't we all just like get on our YouTube channels and try and convince as many people as possible to be on the same like-minded. I'm talking about that
I know.
collective
If
consciousness.
the collective consciousness thing, if we all thought we lived in a great world, we would live in a great world.
Yeah. So
But we
why
don't,
wouldn't we all be at least just speaking it?
because
Like you come on, you drive me nuts whenever you have like a court issue and you're like, all right, I'm going to jail tomorrow. And I'm thinking like you literally just spoke that out loud. Like you're higher chances of going now.
I prepare myself for the worst case scenario.
But that
always.
doesn't work because that's literally putting you into that negative, like, I don't know. And
But
it
usually
drives
the
me
day
nuts.
of, I'm positive. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually pretty positive. Everything's gonna go good. You know, and I don't know. I'm trying not to speak things into existence. I mean, I guess there's more people that believe that you can speak things into existence. But you know, I've been talking about that Lambo in my front yard for a long time. I ain't spoke that into existence yet. So I don't know how much credibility I can put into speaking things into existence because I should have a midnight blue Lambo out there right now, and it ain't there. Okay, I looked when I opened the door a while ago. I was like, I don't see no Lambo sitting there. So I don't know. Maybe I should say Lambo every day. I even got a little model one that I look at, you know, so I keep
Maybe we should put it in the driveway and it'll grow. Pour some water
pour
on it.
water on it. And be like, dude, you ain't gonna believe this. My neighbor's out there watering a small Lamborghini. Okay. What if I end up on a TikTok video and it goes viral?
If you take the TikTok video from a certain angle, it'll look like you got a real
Just go out there,
Lamborghini.
make a video, TikTok video
Yes.
every day, watering my Lamborghini. See if it'll grow. Somebody feel sorry for me and give me a car. Right? They give me a damn a
No, I'm
1986
talking like if
Lambo.
you took the video from like this angle, it'll look like you're standing next to a real Lamborghini.
I was watching a Lamborghini today, and it was gold, and it had diamond seats, and they wanted $7 million for over $7 million for it.
What?
Yeah, it was gold. I was watching.
Like real gold?
Yeah, I was watching. What is it? Dubai. All the like cars that get left, and all the rich things that rich people buy over there in Dubai because they're so damn rich. And they were showing this Lambo. It was gold. And they said that the prototype was a little car like the one I got.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's so expensive that it's carried around in a bulletproof case and has to be locked up with security.
What?
That's the mini Lambo. That's how expensive it is, they said.
Wow.
The gold one, they actually want $8 million for it. For a gold
They have too
Lambo.
much money on their hands. They need to give some away.
I mean, it has diamonds inlaid in the seat. It looks pretty cool in the steering wheel. I was like, man, you got to be filthy, super rich to be driving something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe there's some truth to speaking things into existence, you know, and maybe there's just some people are lucky as shit. Well, they zig when they were supposed to zig.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm more of a zagger, you know. So maybe I should try more zigging than zagging.
Maybe.
You know, so some people got it too good. Or I look at it like this. You must have did something really good in your past life, okay? And you're being rewarded in this life for it, okay? Because I believe that. You do good in this life, if there is a next life, you're going to reap, you're not going to come back as a fucking squirrel. You know what I'm saying? I want to come back as like an eagle or a bear. Nobody fucks with bear. Grizzly bear or something.
Some people fuck with bears.
I guess some people do. There's that one dude in Russia that fights bears, okay? But other than him, ain't too many people trying to tussle with a bear. And usually they just eat you and move on. You know what I'm saying? And they only eat you when they got to. Bears don't hunt people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you mess with them, that would be like me. You mess with me, I'd eat you. You know, but if you left me alone, I would just sit at the lake and eat salmon.
Yeah.
So, and I guess if you play with wild animals for so long, eventually you're gonna get eaten. Like the one bear guy that got eaten. You know.
All of the wild animal people didn't make it. Now that I think about it.
I mean, the only major one was Steve Irwin.
Mm-hmm.
And he got took out by the most docile animal in the sea. So that's a hell of a way to go to. You know. And he got stabbed hundreds of times by that damn stingray.
Lisa B says she's coming back as a T-Rex and coming after Dolly.
You're coming back as a T-Rex, an animal that didn't exist. And you're
She's
coming
gonna
out
be a
as
unicorn.
She's gonna be a unicorn. Yeah, you got better odds of being a damn unicorn, like flying horses. Okay, a dragon. Okay, you can come back as Puff the Magic Dragon. Okay, maybe Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or any other thing that didn't exist that we say did. Okay,
He's gonna have to give you all the proof here later.
I say you, the conspiracy person. I'm the one sitting here saying dinosaurs don't exist. Certain dinosaurs. I ain't saying all dinosaurs. We didn't go to the moon. I just like to keep things within common sense. Somebody said, I wish I got my BB gun. Oh, unicorns don't fly, Jimmy. Pegasus does. Okay. Unicorns don't fly, they don't know.
I don't know either.
What the hell do unicorns do?
Well,
Every unicorn I ever seen flew.
I always think of unicorns and My Little Ponies as the same thing, and My Little Ponies had wings, but some of them didn't.
You ever seen a flying pony?
I've seen a flying My Little Pony.
I wouldn't mind having a miniature pony. Maybe we should get a miniature pony. We'll name them.
When someone strike a bet, because she's going to show you all the stuff from the Smithsonian.
But she wants to show me that dinosaurs or spacecrafts.
T-Rexes.
That's not real.
Some unicorns have multiple personalities, Reagan said.
Unicorns have multiple personalities.
Some unicorns.
I've seen a unicorn before. Yeah.
Are you high? Hallucinating?
No, I didn't do drugs. I was a
Sugar?
kid. I seen one when I was a kid, a real unicorn.
Interesting.
I don't know, I've never seen a UFO, but I've seen a unicorn. I seen him at the Ringler Brothers and Bar and Belly Circus. It was a goat with a unicorn thing glued to his head. No lie, they paraded it around as it was a unicorn,
Oh.
but really it was like a goat with a horn sticking out of his head. I ain't lying. I once seen it as a kid. They advertised that as a unicorn, and it was a goat. Look it up. I'm dead serious.
Turtle Gang said, Jimmy, in every life I will find you.
Who
Turtle Gang.
says I will find me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you know what? I ain't got to worry about a T-Rex ever eat me. Okay. Even if I went back in time. If I was
You're
Bill,
gonna make
Even
her
if I-
so mad.
even if I was Bill and Ted, okay, and I went back in the damn phone booth and went back in time, there wouldn't be no T-Rex. All right. There wouldn't be no brontosaurus. I'm thinking I'm gonna run into the Flintstones. Laura ordered a hoodie. See, Dolly made you some shortcake sweets. Kelly Sue ordered a hoodie. I got some hoodies that I'm gonna have to be making. Probably I'll make them tomorrow. We got to get some orders in to a couple different sizes that we didn't have in stock. So you need to order those
I'm
tomorrow.
about to be asleep.
I know I ain't too far from it myself. All right, guys, look, we've done everything from true crime to aliens to conspiracy to moon landing to dinosaurs to
We didn't go to you.
and we didn't go to the moon. Yeah, dinosaurs. Everybody probably thinking Jimmy's crazy. I do believe the Earth is round, though.
I think it's actually
Well, it is. It's not completely round.
exactly.
That's what I learned in school anyway. It was shaped like an egg that is flatter at the bottom and narrower at the top. But then again,
think
school
it's a
also
little
said we came
flatter.
from monkeys and went to the moon. So what can you take from that? Right? Anyway, guys, we love you. We got any questions we want to leave them with?
Oh no, you're good at coming up.
All right.
Find something.
In the comment box down below after this video,
Oh,
guys.
good things.
Did we go to the moon? Okay. It's one question. Is evolution real? Did we come from monkeys? All right. In 3,
I want to know a good conspiracy theory.
PJ wants a good conspiracy.
Another one. Like,
Alright.
what do you believe that most people don't believe in?
Also, I want to know if Richard Allen and Keegan Klein is connected.
Yes.
Okay. So that's our questions we're going to leave you with for
And
you
you know,
guys to drop.
If you leave a comment, sometimes we decide to just pick a person from the comments to give stuff to. So
Yeah.
don't forget to leave a comment.
Yeah. Leave comments because those are the people that we give things to. Also, if you haven't joined up, we're setting up a Discord for our members, right? So they can chat
Yes.
24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a member here, you will get a Discord link every month that will give you access to chat with everybody in the room 24/7 on our Discord server. We'll give you more information about that tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, because we got it set up. We're just getting it set up for you guys now, and we're going to do it for members, so members will get the link to it, to the Discord. So if you want to join us at Discord, I think we'll know the information more what tier it is for the Discord link. I think it's the $4.99 one.
I didn't take my one. The second one.
The second tier. I think it's the second tier. Yes. We're going to do as a perk. We're going to give out our Discord link so you can chat in the room with us, post stuff, voice chat, all those things. But we'll give you some more information about that tomorrow. PJ will fill you in, all that good stuff. She knows more about the Discord stuff than I do. And I don't think I'm going to be back tonight. Definitely not being back tonight. So you guys have a great one, and we will see you tomorrow sometime, right? All right, guys. Peace.